Hey everybody, my name's Charlie Worsham. I'm coming at you from the world famous Station Inn, which is actually the location of the inspiration for this song. It's called Half Drunk. It's about the first time I told my wife I loved her. And I was playing a show here, walked outside. She was helping me put my stuff back in the car, and I just flat out said, I love you. And she said, I love you too, and the rest is history. But this is Half Drunk. I'm gonna play the song for you first, and then go through the chords that I play when I sing this solo acoustic, so that you can also go out into the world and sing this song for your buddies if you're interested in learning it. And hopefully your friends will be like, dang, that's cool. Tell me more about that song. Anyway, here's Half Drunk. Ain't sure that I should have done it, but I sure am glad that I did. At least you didn't take off running when those three little words came tumbling off my lips. Half drunk, half joking, half crazy. From day one, you've been the one, baby. Just 'cause I went and said what I meant, don't mean I didn't mean it. 100% I love you, and hope you won't hate me just 'cause maybe half drunk, half joking, half crazy. I'm all the way into you. Don't know what I was thinking, yeah. I don't even know if that's what I was doing is called. Couldn't hurt that I'd been drinking, yeah, 'cause looking at you, girl, I couldn't help spilling it all. Oh, no. Half drunk, half joking, half crazy. From day one, you've been the one, babe. Just 'cause I went and said what I meant, don't mean I didn't mean it. 100% I love you, and hope you won't hate me just 'cause maybe half drunk, half joking, half crazy. I'm all the way into you. All the way into you. Got my fingers crossed, this is just what you've been half hoping, half waiting, half expecting me to do. Yeah. Maybe you got a buddy who plays guitar with you, they can take the solo, or they can hold down the rhythm for it and let you take one. You're half drunk, half joking, half crazy. From day one, you've been the one, baby. Just 'cause I went and said what I meant, don't mean I didn't mean it. 100% I love you. Hope you won't hate me just 'cause maybe half drunk, half joking, half crazy. I'm all the way into you. All the way into you. All right, let's talk about the chords for this song, y'all. So we're playing standard tuning, no capo. We're in the key of E. This is your home bass. Although, unlike your traditional E chord that's shaped like this, I like to play the E this way because it kind of rings in a more open sound, and it lends itself, the way my fingers are laid out, to move to an open version of the next two chords. The three chords in the verse that we loop in sequence are this E shape, which is my first finger on the second fret of the A and D strings, kind of a bar chord pattern there, using the flesh of my first finger to get both strings covered. And then my pinky is on the fourth fret of the G string. I'm letting the top E and the bottom B and E strings ring open. And now I'm going to the 6 minor chord. This is actually a C sharp minor, but I'm playing it open with the first finger on the 4th fret of the A string, the ring finger on the 6th fret of the D string, and the pinky on the 6th fret of the G string, with the same 3 strings ringing open. Although I try not to hit that top E string when I'm playing the 6th chord. It sounds nicer without that low E. So your first movement is, and then you go from the 6 minor chord to the 4 chord, which is an A chord. Now, you can always play this song straight up bar chords, and I'll show you that way. But I play the A a kind of particular way here. I've got my first finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, my pinky finger on the 4th fret of the G string. Those bottom 2 strings still ringing, and the open A is ringing. And like with the 6 minor chord, I try not to play that top E. So your 3 motions are back to, and see the way you're playing that A shape makes it real easy to go back to home base. So you got your 1 to your 6, your 6 to your 4, and your 4 to your 1. Or your E to your C sharp minor, which you can play the traditional bar chord way, to an A, which you can play the traditional way you play an A chord. So it works just the same. Ain't sure that I should have done it. I just like the cool sound of ain't sure that I should have done it. Another thing I do in the verse that's pretty cool to use in terms of dynamics is when I start the song, I'm kind of strumming full blast. Now, when I go to sing, I use my right hand palm to kind of create a sort of muted sound. And I carry that through the changes. You see, I can use my sort of upstrokes to create a little bit of syncopation if I want. But it just kind of gives it more rhythm. And it also brings the volume of the guitar down so that when you're singing in that low register, the lyrics stand out a little more. Ain't sure that I should have done it, but I sure am glad that I did. So that's the gist of the verses there. Now, most of the chorus is really the same thing. There are a couple of places, the bridge, that has some different chords, and after the 2nd chorus there's one different chord than the rest of the song in terms of the progression. But I just play those same 3 chords. I just open my strumming back up. Now, on the 1st chorus, what I do for effect, and it can be fun to do, is I don't play the 1st beat. I wait for the 2nd beat of that bar. So it's at least you didn't take off running, halfway through the 1st verse, when those 3 little words came tumbling off my lips. 2, 3, 4, half drunk. 2, 3, 4. So I'm playing the same chords. Just cause I went and said what I meant don't mean I didn't mean it 100%. Whole chorus, same 3 chords. Half drunk, half joking, half crazy, 'cause I'm all the way into you. And go back to your kind of muted thing. Now you're off to the races. You've gotten all the way from verse 1 to chorus 1, verse 2 to chorus 2. Now, at the end of chorus 2, all the way into you, I play the chords kind of this way. The one different chord here is that the 2nd chord, instead of being a 6 minor, is now a 3 minor, which is a form of the, I guess that would be G sharp minor. And you can play a G sharp minor just like your standard bar chord, going back into that same A, however you want to play your A chord. But the way I play it here is from the E. For the G sharp minor, I put my ring finger on the 4th fret of the E string. I use the flesh of my ring finger to mute the A string. My ring finger is, or did I say ring finger up here? That's middle finger. Ring finger is on the 4th fret of the D string, pinky on the 4th fret of the G string. Let those same bottom strings ring open. And the way that I play this chord here lends itself to playing that A shape the way we played it earlier in the song. So all you have to do, lift up your middle finger and your ring finger and plant your first finger there on the 2nd fret of the D string. Your pinky doesn't move. So this is the section after the 2nd chorus. I'm going into the bridge. I got my fingers crossed. Now I do that same thing at the top of the bridge. I mute the strings on beat 1 and I play a big A chord, same way I've been playing it the rest of the song on beat 2. What I play beforehand is a new chord too, though. This is it's an E chord, but it's E over its 3rd note, over the G sharp. And it's just 3 fingers on the fretboard. I got my ring finger on the 4th fret of the E string. I'm using the flesh of the ring finger to mute the A string. I've got my first finger down there like I did for my A chord. 2nd fret of the D string, my pinky, right there on its little home base there, 4th fret of the G string. So, coming out of that section before the bridge, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the top of the bridge there. I got my fingers crossed. I'll do it with a count off. 2, 3. I got my fingers crossed that this is just what you, holding that A chord, then half hoping, quick little E over G sharp, half expecting me to do. So the 1-5 chord, the 1B chord in the whole song is right there at the end of the bridge. And the way to play it, the way I play it, is first finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, ring finger on the 4th fret of the D string, and you guessed it, the pinky is right there where it's been most of the song, 4th fret of the G string. So, I got my fingers crossed, this is just what you have been half hoping, half waiting. Here's your beat, expecting me to do. Now you're back. That's the way you started the song. And you play this the whole way to the end. Play the solo, play it as long as you want. If you got a hot guitar picker as a buddy and they want to just go to town, make this into a Freebird moment, let them do it. And then you play your whole last chorus, these same chords. And when I get to the end, I repeat that first line. Ain't sure that I should have done it, but I sure am glad that I did. And you end on that 4 chord, leaves a little suspense in the air. And you make things all dramatic by bringing those first lines of the song back around. And then if you want, you can start jamming again and let your buddy just live out their Freebird moment all night long. Probably depends on how much they've had to drink. Anyway, that's how to play my song Half Drunk. I appreciate y'all tuning in, and I hope you enjoy playing this song for your friends.